Drake acknowledges that what Rocky said about him having sex with Sophie Brazeau, Drake's baby mother, or BM, before Drake met her is true. Yet Drake says at the time he was hitting someone else, presumably Rihanna, who is now Rocky's current baby mom. Started from the top.
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying,
"Nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed, now deal with his dad. I gotta go bad, I gotta go bad." Yeah, drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really trying to keep it PG. I was really.
Oh yeah, I did like that he took Kendrick's mom's van and like fucked it up. I like, it's very petty. It's very petty, but it's also like, if we're being honest, that's like sick. I was really trying to keep it PG also, like another like RDC lock. Another RDC lock there, which was again playing into how predictable he is, playing how predictable Drake is in general. Bro, you're wrong about the RDC thing, by the way. Wait, why? No, you're wrong. No, because he said it the last time as well, but I'm saying that, like, no, I know he said it on the fucking end of push-ups. Chat, I'm stating that the fact that he fucking said it and then turned around and fucking used it in the intro again is like, is still hilarious. I'm not saying the RDC is motivating Drake to say it. It is just funny that, like, it's obvious that it goes back into what Kendrick was saying about how predictable his moves are in general.
Really trying to keep it PG. If you had a set, they give your ass a DP. You civilian gang in real life, you PC. You know who really bang except my nigga YG. You know who really bang except my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang except out there is CB. And nigga Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. You better have some paperwork or that shit fake T. Can't be rapping about no ratting that we can't read. I mean, it's true, a nigga slimy for my AP. Just like how Metro nigga slime him for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga, say please. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe.
So that I think Drake has white ghostwriters. Like that's like, I feel bad laughing at that as a Caucasian man myself. I feel like that's a line that, like, there's got to be a white dude in there in the team that wrote that. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't seem like something, like, that's an insane thing to say. He is the white ghostwriter? No, that's like like that. I feel like that's a crazy thing to say. Why do I feel that? Because as a white person, I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's like, did Tom McDonald write that? Like, what? No, Tom McDonald would never actually write that. That's actually, like, Standalone is like a good bar. It's just very disrespectful and very Caucasian. So I don't think it's a Tom McDonald. I don't think Tom McDonald will ever be able to. Got to be honest, I heard always rapping like you're trying to get the slaves freed, and I was like, yeah, I might not want him saying the word either. So that's what it feels like. It feels like he's just like leaning in inadvertently to the criticisms that Kendrick Lamar was making about how he's constantly conflicted about his background, about his upbringing, but also is like a massive culture vulture. Has nothing to do with the fact that he's like has like a white mother or anything like that, or nothing about him being like biracial, but and everything to do with the fact that it is like whiteness as a social construct that causes you to have an attitude such as this one, if you know what I mean.
For his niggas main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, niggas say please. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen and hit vanilla cream.
So that's also, we talked about this yesterday, but that's like obviously also very disrespectful. I said he would possibly hit this line of attack against Kendrick Lamar, saying that like your wife is mixed or your baby mama's mixed, and that actually is a consistent callback throughout the entire song. What would Dr. Umar say about this? Dr. Umar has made it very clear. No, Dr. Umar does not like that. That's not true. Dr. Umar says as long as you have one black parent, you're black, and it's fine. It's like Dr. Umar would literally fucking disagree with Drake on this. Dr. Umar would disagree with Drake on this. He would probably side with Kendrick. Dr. Umar does not condone rap beef. That makes sense. Okay.
To help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I wanna know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could've left the kids out of this, don't blame me. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama cash was always screaming, save me.
I'll be honest, like some of these are stretches, I think. Like a lot of this is a stretch. He's so fucking slimy. Come on, dude. It's a fucking rap battle. I don't think this is slimy. Like I think at this point it's like Kendrick really doesn't have a picture holding his son. By the way, people looked into it. That's literally not true. You are actually wrong. His wife or his baby mama, his girlfriend, his fiance, her Instagram, I looked at it. Her Instagram straight up has fucking photos of them together. Like there are multiple photos of Kendrick Lamar and his children and his wife together. The fact that people are saying that that's not the case is ridiculous. He doesn't post it on his own Instagram, maybe, okay? But his wife absolutely posts it. His last album photo also is I mean, okay, well, there you go.
Track 3. Hey, give me that thing.
What you looking for? You niggas tripping?
Yeah.
These comments are weird. That's obviously not his son. Actually, I don't know if that's his son or not, but yeah. Wife, you mean forever fiance? Bro, you cannot be a Drake dick rider and be like, wow, I can't believe Kendrick Lamar has still not fucking had a wedding with his wife. Okay? That he's like been a fiance since 2015. You can't do that. You're defending Drake while simultaneously getting mad at a dude who, you know, has had some relationship issues, which he is also openly, who has also openly talked about that sort of thing. 2015 is crazy though. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but every rap battle that Drake has, he is forced through the public eye to admit having children. Okay? What are we talking about? Like if you're not married, but you're in a healthy relationship overall, maybe there are some issues. But if you're in like a relationship and everyone is happy and you're taking care of your children, then what the fuck are you talking about? Like obviously the one side pointing the fucking finger at the other side, it can't be Drake. Okay? You can't blame Drake for not getting married. He doesn't have any say over the legal age marriage of Canada. That's so funny. Like the point here is that there's a two-parent household. They're not even co-parenting. They're just like, it's straight up a two-parent household. The fuck are we talking about? He is like demonstrably a good father. Drake on the other hand, anything but, okay? Come on. Maybe he's waiting for someone young. Okay, guys, stop. The fact that Drake made a joke about the freedom of slaves shows you that he knows nothing about our ancestors, nothing about black pain, nothing about slavery. Imagine if Kendrick said the tattoos he was burning with the tattoo numbers of Drake's Holocaust ancestors. Shit wouldn't be a joke. Would it, white boy? Black pain funny to you, motherfuckers? Not. Jesus Christ, that's okay. This is a little bit more aggro. This is black people's business. I'm moving away from this. Okay, I'm moving on from this. I do understand. Jesus Christ. Canadians can't talk about slavery. Okay, wait, what? Drake is always looking for the right one. She just hasn't been born yet. Okay, we are. I moved away from that. I am literally, guys. I can't cover that. Excuse me. I was called, according to StopAntisemitism.org, I was anti-Semite of the week. Okay, the Barbs already came after me, calling me a white supremacist for a long enough timeline, and that was one thing. But right now, in the midst of the Israel-Palestine coverage, I can't be looking at tweets like that, especially as StopAntisemitism.org is calling me fucking anti-Semite of the week a couple weeks prior, okay? We're just moving away from that. We're moving away from that. That's J-Fold. That's J-Fold, okay? What is this? Westside Compton. He's nowhere near done. The bias is crazy, no offense. I don't know why when it comes to Drake it stretches, but when it comes to Kendrick, people take the shit he says to heart. Well, I don't know, because he's a fucking Pulitzer Prize winner. I feel like that's a big deal. We're not just talking about Kung Fu Kenneld. We're talking about a man who has a Pulitzer, okay? You lied. Also because, like, Drake is Drake. Like, he is not only corny, but, like, he also lies a little bit, too. His whole like, persona is crafted and manufactured. There's a difference between rapping about your experiences authentically and your upbringing and your development and everything that you saw versus rapping about a culture. That's why a lot of people shit on white rappers in general. Also, every kick streamer is defending Drake. You won. Drake Cook. Not even false accusations could wake me up from the snooze fest Kendrick drop. No one cares that it takes 3 historians to understand the depth of the bars, brother. It just sounds lame and boring. L. So I will say this one. I will say one thing. That's an L for Drake. That's number one. Number two. He got mad as hell when Kendrick mentioned gambling addiction. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Defending his coworker, yes. There was another thing I wanted to say. There was another thing I wanted to mention. Why are you shooting on Drake so much? You do not like Passion Fruit? No, I listen to Drake's music. I like Drake's music. I don't have an issue with Drake's music. I definitely don't like Drake the person. Okay. There was another thing I wanted to mention and I'm forgetting now. God damn it. Okay, let's just keep going.
You did it dirty all your life, you tryna make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be day free.
Oh, this is that's the other thing is like most of the, have you met Drake? One time I did, yes.
Don't make it day freeze. Cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty fucking sense to me.
Oh, the thing I was gonna say is like, bro, you know what this felt like last night? You know what this felt like? I didn't even get to experience this in real time, really, because like before I could even watch this, Kendrick already dropped his retaliation. But like, this feels like Drake coming in, okay, third quarter, just a fucking banger. Like third quarter, he just pops off and he leads by like 20, okay? And by the end of the, or fourth quarter, he's popping off. Let's say he's popping off in the fourth quarter, leading by 20. And then Kendrick immediately retaliates, and drops 30 back to back, 30-point run. It just doesn't even make sense. Like he dropped this and it was great for 20 minutes. Think about it. Stop is not a little pop-off, not by 20. No, it was a pop-off. Come on, dude. Come on. He literally popped off. He just only popped off for 20 minutes, which is really sad for Drake. He did. He popped off for 20 minutes. When this song first came out, especially if the allegations that he is launching towards Kendrick Lamar are correct or real, it's pretty bad for Kendrick Lamar. Why? Because Drake can withstand as a corny deity, okay, as a corny figure, best known for people loving his music to Drake and Drive. Like, it doesn't matter that he does a bunch of like awful shit. Doesn't matter. Like, no matter what the culture says about Drake, ultimately he's still fucking Drake, okay? And people still listen to his music. His music is still going to be played in nightclubs. His music is still going to be played all over the fucking radio. He is going to make the algorithmic hits over and over and over again. The only thing that will be his downfall is most likely his gambling addiction. But that's a totally separate point. We're not going to get into that yet. However, this was pretty good for him. And what I mean is, if his allegations are correct, if he's just not like straight slandering, right? If he could back it up too, ultimately, that's way worse for Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick Lamar, in the position that he's in, has to be kind of infallible, with the exception of the things that he has revealed about his own personal life. Slander against Kendrick Lamar works way more than slander against fucking Drake. Here, I'll give you a comparison, right? It's like me versus a fucking like debate pedophile, right? When someone says some shit about me, everyone's like, well, you're supposed to be this moral deity. You're supposed to be socialist Jesus. Fuck you. Lol, we got him. Meanwhile, the other side is literally fucking white dudes writing manifestos about being able to say the fucking N-word, you know, debating the age of consent on a regular basis. It's like they're in the muck, okay? They're already in the fucking, they're in a category that is so low that is like unslanderable at this point. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, I have a lot more to lose in a slander situation, because the expectations from most people is literally that, like, I have to be this, like, infallible figure, even though I'm not, right? So that's the whole point between, like, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, is that, like, Kendrick Lamar has a lot more to lose because he has, like, this reputation of being the person that he is, whereas, like, everybody fucking knows Drake is corny. Everybody knows that, like, Drake's kind of weird about young girls. Everybody knows that you know, Drake was hiding a child, and look what happened. You know what I mean? Like, he was hiding a child that got revealed. Did it do anything to his career? No. It did not matter at all, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Whereas, like, if Kendrick Lamar is hiding a child, I feel like that in and of itself would probably hurt his reputation a lot more. Because he ran from Pusha? No, I know, but think about that. Think about that. No retaliation to Pusha T, literally one of the all-time greatest investigative reporting / diss tracks of all time. Okay? Story of Adidon lives in the halls of the greats, okay? There is nothing that will be as impactful in a diss track as that. I even mentioned this when I jokingly was talking about how before the second child dropped, okay? Before the Second Child album release happened, I jokingly said, what's Kendrick gonna do? Say you're hiding a second child? Even if he were to say you're hiding a second child, it still doesn't hit as hard as the first one, right? But the reason why I'm mentioning that is because he was hiding a fucking child, and that happened. Pusha T did that. Drake never replied, and it still didn't matter, right? Like, it didn't matter. It didn't, like, hurt his career, whereas I feel like for Kendrick Lamar, it would definitely be more impactful in that regard. Nah, the pedo shit is world ending for Drake. Everyone is saying it. This is categorically not true, though. People already knew about that for years and nothing happened. Exactly. The pedo shit is not world ending for Drake at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? He literally, like, that is, first of all, for musicians especially, okay? For musicians especially, and especially if you go all the way back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, for white musicians especially, pedophilia wasn't necessarily something that people were like, that's kind of weird about. Not only that, but they literally were singing along to songs about fucking 14-year-old girls. So, like, the idea that like people are like, oh, that guy's a pedophile, I don't know if I'm going to listen to his music. No, that shit does not work in music at all, okay? Elvis married a 14-year-old. There's like a shit ton of music literally about fucking 14-year-olds that, like, rock stars have openly had like banger fucking platinum hits on, okay? And even to this day, it still doesn't matter. People fucking love R. Kelly. People defend R. Kelly. Domestic abuse doesn't matter. Pedophilia doesn't matter. In music, obviously, I'm not even going to get into someone that is actually a pivotal figure in here, a historically important musician that has been brought up quite a bit in this back and forth. As a matter of fact, Michael Jordan, what am I saying? Michael Jackson. Anyway. Okay. Okay, you're right. I think that's why the 10-year fiance thing hits harder than it should. Relatively speaking, it's a game of expectations. I don't think it is. I think that that's his business. I think that that's their business, right? If they're happy, they're happy. I think that that is not as damning as like you are employing multiple pedophiles and sex offenders is a little bit crazier, in my opinion, than fucking being like, excuse me, Kendrick, why haven't you made your boo thing your wife already? When, like, it's not like he's hiding her, you know what I mean? He's not embarrassed by her at all. It's ridiculous to say that he is, especially when you have, you know, her prominently featured. It's just, like, weird. It's weird to say that. Drake basically calling Kendrick a fake socialist. I don't think it's going to work, but it's an interesting line of attack. Yeah. Hassan, the LeBron dick rider, mistakenly saying Michael Jordan because he wants to throw dirty in his name. Just weird because, like, Michael Jordan, another fucking degenerate gambler, just like Drake. I'm just saying, whatever. Also, famously not a good guy. Famously not a good guy. LeBron, famously good guy. Michael Jordan, famously not a good guy. Sorry. It's just something. Anyway, let's continue.
Hey, let that shorty breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for free. Yeah, yeah. We're not that kind of free. I'm talking about my nigga Dave. Yo man, a Lil K. We call that shit a mini Drake. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade.
This is another funny fucking, like, I'm making fun of someone else, but, like, I'm also kind of making fun of myself because this 7-minute and 37-second sequence literally ends with a fucking, like, with a final part where he does exactly this. He does exactly this.
Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Niggas say, almost started reaching for my ways.
Like, why would you make fun of someone singing in a diss and then follow through by singing in a diss? Like, you did it in this song. You literally did it later down in the song. You did it in the beginning of the song when you're like, oh, I was trying to keep it PG. I was trying to keep it PG. But you literally finished the finale of this diss track is literally him singing, which I thought was ridiculous. But that's one other. What's he reaching for? He's reaching for, where is it? He's reaching for the slinky, dude. That's what he's reaching for because he's Canadian. You know he's not reaching for the blicky. There is no fucking, this is not a thing that exists in Canada, okay? You know this is not what he's reaching for. It doesn't exist. Canadians look at this and they're like, what is that, fam? Fam, why you cheesing, fam? What's that? Anyway, let's continue. What's that, fam? Okay.
Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29.
By the way, for the record, like, it is a very, like, this kind of song. You know what I mean? It's very Drake. Especially the first and second part is, like, pretty solid. Obviously, the switch up is not as great, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's not as synced up as, like, Kendrick. But still, like, it's very like this. It feels like 3 separate songs that he just mashed into one. But, like, still, it's like 3 separate pretty decent songs.
For the thought, I was really trying to keep it.
Good beat, even though it's all lies.
Stop playing around and take this shit serious, like. Niggas is a joke, I take it serious, though. Yo, look. If Drake shooters doing TikToks, nigga really shooting in your gang. That's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot. Nigga can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, saving for a hip hop. Nigga, you don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop. Nigga still mad about that one hoe. We ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop. Nigga, what the fuck? I heard Rick drop. Nigga talking something about a nose job. Nigga, Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doubt and never told y'all. Niggas put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job. Nigga, house sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really know y'all niggas. Bitches gotta drive 2 hours for you pay him just to give a blowjob.
Most of his, like, smoke at this second part, in my opinion, is basically wasted on Rick Ross. Ironic, once again, because as we found out, 20 minutes, exactly 19 minutes and 53 seconds after this song was released, that he should not be making fun of people for taking Ozempic, considering that he's Mr. Ozempic himself, with like HIPAA violations. Okay, ironic. HIPAA violations can only be done by a medical professional. Doesn't matter, but like still, Kendrick's team was violating Drake's HIPAA rights. Okay, they were violating it. They were violating him. But again, why are you using most of your smoke on Rick Ross, Ricardo Ross, a person who has bars about date rape? There's some really good ghostwriting happening here with Ricardo. Even the Ozempic line is kind of funny. The best line, obviously, is coming up in a second. I think we didn't, where he talks about Miranda rights, calls him corrections officer Ross. Okay. But like, again, bro, it's just you versus Kendrick. Look, even the complex timeline here, where is it? Even the complex timeline basically only talks about like a little bit of a mention with Jay Fold, but then it's just him versus Drake, because at this point it's just him versus Drake. It's you versus Kenny. It's you versus Kenny. Anything that you're doing that takes the attention off of that, which we're, oh, by the way, this is my favorite, like, QAnon style conspiracy. I love this shit. You know, we're gonna cover that as well. But Hassan, you're holding your gun wrong with your hand. Yeah, okay, dude. Bro, why are you wasting time on this topic when you could be covering more important topics? No, the most important topic right now is this, okay? Followed closely by the top of the hour ad break. The top of the hour ad break is a very important topic, obviously, that I will address at the top of the hour. There's a 3-minute ad break coming your way. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, obviously. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. But, you know, a top of the hour ad break was coming no matter what. Baby Matcha Latte, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. Pack It Up, Meet the Grams, produced by a Zionist. Wait, what? Alchemist reveals himself as a producer of Kendrick Lamar's Meet the Grams. Who's that? Shut up. The slander the slander has gone too far. The slander has gone too far. You need to stop it. The Drake versus Kendrick beef.
This not even gonna be. As far as I'm concerned, this Saturday night, this not even gonna be a fight. I'm gonna mercy kill this old man.
Derek is very rude person, but soon he will learn manners. I will torture his body so that his soul learns to be humble.
I'm gonna dance around him while he tried to hit me with his cane. Old man.
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student, and I am God's instrument. When I squeeze your lungs, Derek, and you beg me for life, then your heart will open up to the Lord.
I'm gonna knock him out round 1, bitch. Wait. What did he say again? He said God chose him. That doesn't even make sense, really.
When you eat through plastic tube, when you are paralyzed from neck down, then your family will gather around your hospital bed to see the new day.
It's like Mike Tyson crying because he's like scared of what he will do to his opponents. It's like, I'm crying because there's an animal inside of me. There's an animal trapped inside of me and he's about to come out. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's true. Why do you have such a weirdly good impression of Mike Tyson? I don't know. I like doing impressions. Holy shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's just keep going.
Nigga must have started up a snowball.
I'm sorry I keep pausing because I have too many fucking Drake writers trying to Drake and drive in the chat. Okay? And they're all in here just trying to be like, Kendrick hasn't proposed to his wife and Kendrick hasn't had a wedding, hasn't had a public wedding, so he's just as bad as Drake actually. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Gotta drive 2 hours for you pay him just to give a blowjob. Nigga must have started up a snowball, cause my last record deal was 400 ends. These days, that's a low bar, nigga. Hey, who's next on the list? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas need a sheriff on a clip? Always knew I had to smoke y'all niggas. Good kid, Mad City van, Will pot the latch and make the door slide. Tears running down my cheek, laughing at you pussy dying, it's a war cry. Weekend music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's why
That's another weird diss against Weeknd being like, only gay people listen to your music, Weeknd. Lamau, which is like your Drake. Bro, you are Drake. What are you saying? Like, what? You are Drake. You may or may not have a BBL, but that's besides the point. It's like, why are you making fun of, first of all, why are you making fun of your fan base? Like, I don't understand it. Like, why are you making fun of your own personal fan base? Being like, oh yeah, only gay people listen to The Weeknd. You said the exact same thing yesterday. I know I'm doing a little bit of a repeat here, but you know.
All your friends dip into Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide. Able run your fucking bread, need to buy some more chains for some more guys. Let me find another street nigga I could take to the game courtside. Let me get a used Ferrari for a rapper, take the nigga on a horse.
So this is a couple of the lines here I feel like are also self-owns, right? Like a lot of this stuff that he's saying about The Weeknd is a self-own, because basically he's saying like, yeah, which one of my so-called homies, I will kill them, implying that like he doesn't give a shit about his own inner circle. Basically saying that like basically saying that like, yeah, no, Kendrick is right, everybody hates me, and also everyone is disposable, saying that like, I'll find another street dude I can take to the game courtside. I think he's talking about Abel in that situation. Obviously, famously, Weeknd was Weeknd used to be homeless. And referring to your friends as like, or maybe your former friends, right? And the people that you were boys with as like street M-words is like, is very disrespectful, but not to them, but also to yourself. You know what I mean? It's like a very street dude, he white as fuck fan. I mean, yeah, I'm saying that obviously because, you know, I'm very white. But like referring to people that he's gonna bring courtside in the future in a disrespectful way is odd, right? Like you're kind of also saying that like you have no real friends, you're just buying them and you're elevating them. So in that situation, it's like, I think it's a double entendre, like specifically talking about Abel for the record. Because like I said, The Weeknd used to be homeless. And it's almost like doubling down on everything that Kendrick Lamar had said about him and the way he treats his friends and the way he treats his like inner circle. You know, you sure you're white? Could you have better proof than this coverage? True, exactly.
Right. Anything to take a spotlight off the fact the boss is a drugged out little punk sissy from the north side. Rakim talking shit again. Gas cause you hit my being first, nigga. Do the math who I was hitting in. I ain't even know you rap still cause they only talking about your fit again.
Yeah, he also even like redirects like his most solid set here that is the most like diss part of the diss track is almost entirely directed at everyone but Kenneld, right? He's adding on side missions for no fucking reason when he should be locked in. He should be dialed in when he's talking about like Rakim, talking about A$AP Rocky. Drake responds to A$AP Rocky, whose real name is Rakim Athelston Mayers, after Rocky dissed Drake on the future collaboration Show of Hands. Drake acknowledges that what Rocky said about him having sex with Sophie Brazeau, Drake's baby mother, or BM, before Drake met her is true. Yet Drake says at the time he was hitting someone else, presumably Rihanna, who is now Rocky's current baby mama. Bro, the whole third part is for Kendrick. I know. I think that this part, this style, and these bars should have been for Kendrick. And the third part, the sing-song part, the last part, where it feels like a whole different song, is like stylistically the worst way to tackle Kendrick Lamar. Like he hotline blinged him. Like auto-tune singing. It's just like, anyway.
Probably gotta have a kid again for you think of dropping any shit again. Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should've modeled cause it's mid again. Smoking 50, but they should've put you on the first one trying to get it in. Ask Spring if this a good idea the next time you cuddled in a bed again. Shit'll even tell you
This is
leader
like
boy.
him shitting on A$AP Rocky, shitting on Rihanna, smoking Fenty Bowder should have put you on the first one trying to get it in. Fenty Beauty is obviously Rihanna's line. And also double entendre for fentanyl. Drake is referring to A$AP Rocky saying, call up Pluto. Metro should have put me on the first one on the song Show of Hands. Rocky's unhappy because Metro and Future didn't include him on their first release. We don't trust you. He was only able to take shots at Drake on their second release. We still don't trust you, which had less impact. Ask Fring if this is a good idea next time you cuddled him that bed again. Drake is telling A$AP Rocky to confer with his wife before dissing Drake again, claiming even his own wife will not support him in doing so, as she knows full well that Drake will destroy him again. Pluto, shit made me sick to my stomach. We ain't really never been through it. Drake and Future, Pluto, were very close friends before Future's collaboration album with Metro Boomin dropped. They made many songs together, as you guys know, including a collaboration album, What a Time to Be Alive, and Future's first and second #1, Way Too Sexy and Wait For You, respectively. Drake feels sick because his close friends have switched up on him. Leyland Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence, saying Metro Boomin is Leyland Wayne's name, saying that Metro Boomin is the reason why they must have, he must have influenced everyone to like turn against him. And that feud began in the December of 2023 after a since deleted tweet from Metro her loss for, in his opinion, undeservingly winning awards over his studio album, Heroes and Villains. Drake responded with a video calling out among many the tweeters and deleters, which was presumably aimed at Metro, and the two have continued to exchange jabs since. When Future and Metro Boomin teaming up for their first album and second collaborative albums, We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You, respectively, in the midst of Metro's beef with Drake, is seemingly safe for Drake to assume that Metro has been some kind of influence on Drake's relationship with Future. But once again, all of this reconfirms everything that Kendrick Lamar is saying, specifically that if this is a good friend of yours, if you have a decent relationship with Future, which you've made 2 albums with, right? Or you've collaborated with, the fact that you think that he could be so easily influenced implies that your relationship with your friends are not real and that you are not exactly fun to be around, and most of your relationships in your life are transactional. So all of this, in my opinion, the meat and potatoes of this argument, with the exception of obviously the last part, which we'll get to in a second, where there's a lot of shots taken at Kendrick, mostly allegations, it feels strange.
Alone before you get your head split again. Pluto shit made me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it. Leyland Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to rope you into it. 2 separate albums dissing, I just did a Kim to it. Nigga skim through it. Me and Savage had the hose dripping wet at shows, almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting hard.
I also think that part is lame too, because he's like, he just said that like only gay people listen to The Weeknd, and then he's like, yo, dude, we're just making girls wet at our shows. Anyway, but he's just tight with 21 Savage still, in spite of it all. This part is a good line too. This is like when he finally brings it back to K-Dot and says that Baby Keem is writing your lines.
Hose dripping wet at shows, almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it.
Yeah, I like Baby Keem, as you guys know. I didn't even know Baby Keem was like was Kendrick Lamar's cousin until after the collaborative song came out. Keem was literally born in 2000. What is he on? Yeah. Keem was 12 when T-Pap came out, so I don't think he wrote that, but he's saying that Baby Keem has been ghostwriting for Kendrick. The only time Kendrick drops heat is when Keem has put pen to the streets. Baby Keem does have multiple writing credits on Kendrick's songs, which does somewhat support Drake's claim. For example, Keem is credited as a writer on Lamar Strike and 95, but does not have a real feature appearance on it, only providing a few ad-libs. It is entirely possible Keem was credited purely for his contribution on the ad-libs. However, Drake suggests otherwise. Still kind of funny because, like, most of his career, Baby Keem was, like, literally a baby. And also it kind of takes away from the ghostwriting allegations when he literally has credits. It is funny to think about, though. I mean, just like as a baby, Baby Keem was writing lyrics for Kendrick Lamar is like a funny ass thing. But then again, also goes along with the idea that Drake does actually think of children as adults. Maybe. Yeah, Baby Keem was literally making Minecraft Let's Plays.
Ross calling me the white boy, and the shit kinda got a ring to it. Cause all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Murder scene on your man tonight, then come to vigil with the candlelight. Body at the fucking body, and you know Rick reading my Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation now, I hope.
That's probably one of the best bars in the entire song, which like where he basically says like he's killing so many rappers that Officer Ricardo Ross is gonna come and read him his Miranda rights. Is so good that there's not even, first of all, one of the best bars lyrically in the entire fucking diss track is not even directed towards Kendrick Lamar, which is like, again, another miss. It's like, bro, you should have made the ghostwriters focus more on Kenneld. It's just like, what are we doing?
Next time y'all plan it right, cause you gotta pay for saying my name. Guess now niggas understand the price, man. What?
And now we move on to part 3.
Can you just open his mouth?
I'm sorry. It's just like, what is this switch up? Like, it sounds good. Wait, what is this? I fucking hate Drake, but I disagree with you on the thing you said about he taking shots at K-Dot while with the singing part. That's a reference to Kendrick saying he likes Drake with the melodies, but he doesn't like when he doesn't like Drake when he acts tough. So yeah, well, he's still acting tough though. What are you talking about? It's just, I like the singing part as a separate song. I think it's funny that this is when he has all the smoke for Kendrick. And his smoke basically comes, his smoke basically is like when my haters fucking tell me, Hassan, your bitch is too bad, your weed too loud, they will kill you. He's literally saying like, Kendrick just opened his mouth, someone go hand him a Grammy right now, is literally saying that like, people love you. The industry critics actually love your music too much. You are too well celebrated by critics. In a genre that is like genuinely overlooked, in a genre and artists that are actually most commonly overlooked by what is predominantly like a white industry leader led movement. It's like, man, it's so sick. Oh God, here we go again. Kenny just opened his mouth. Now he's going to win another award. It's like, come on, bro. You win awards too. What the fuck are you talking about?
Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man in the house. West Coast niggas do phase, right? Come get this ass whooping, I'm handing them out. You wanna take...
He's like, is that him being transphobic? Like, he also has like a transphobic bar in there too. Like, where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man of the house. I guess like technically, it's just I suspect he's he's talking about Auntie Diaries, where Kendrick talks about how his aunt transitioned into becoming his uncle. Drake is mocking Kendrick, saying that his transgender uncle is more masculine than Kendrick. I guess it's like trans affirming. It's not transphobic, but it's like technically it's like gender affirming. It's a gender affirming bar. So it's not like, I'm not going to say he's being transphobic. I'm going to say he's actually being pro-trans, like an ally in that one. He's respecting the hell out of the pronouns he's cooking. Yeah. He's being tongue-in-cheek about it, so it's transphobic. I mean, it's fine. He wasn't like... It's not transphobic. Kendrick's uncle is a trans man. No, I know. His intention there is to say that, like, a trans man is more masculine than you, as though, like, trans men can't be masculine, as masculine, if not more masculine than cis men. The joke in there is, like, inherently transphobic, but I'm going to double down and say that he's actually being pro-trans. He's gender affirming. Okay? Yeah, trans-inclusive radical misogyny. Anyway, let's continue.
For real. Then come get his legacy out of my house. A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out of your mouth. You call it Tupac estate.
The come get his legacy out of my house is talking about the Pharrell jewelry that he's showing there as well. It's like $3 million worth of jewelry previously owned by Pharrell Williams and the Jumbotron shit popping. He also features it in the Family Matters music videos you just saw, including the Tupac Shakur ring that he also bought as well on auction, while simultaneously claiming that, like, Kendrick Lamar was the reason why he got a cease and desist from the Tupac Shakur estate, not for the ring, obviously, but for the fact that he used Tupac's AI voice, which I think is a very ridiculous line. It's a ridiculous line. It's a ridiculous bar in general, because implying that, like, the Tupac Shakur estate, his family members, would need Kendrick Lamar's begging to actually ensure that, like, they sued you, they cease and desisted you for using his voice. That's ridiculous. And every single, I believe it. You have to literally have Drake's slinky ass dick firmly lodged in the back of your fucking spinal cord that is, like, cutting off air circulation to your brain to think that, like, the Tupac Shakur estate would not be top of the hour. Bitch, I already ran it. Okay? I already ran it. If you think that, like, they needed Kendrick Lamar to beg them to do this cease and desist, is fucking ridiculous. Pharrell is also IDF donor. Kendrick's team is full of Zionists. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Pharrell is definitely an ultra Zionist, but that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. This is not important right now. Okay? You're right, though. You're not wrong. Pharrell is didn't he literally, like, perform for the IDF like he did a concert for the IDF? But you're moving the goalposts, okay? Stay locked in. It's not like Drake brought it up. Which, if he did, it would have been probably better. But anyway.
Beg them to sue me and get that shit down. I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy went to send beat and I kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by Top. You stunning and Wayne like father like son. Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. But texting your phone like we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say. But fucking my nigga, it's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. We already know why you went #1. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me the loot. You right about fuck the big three. It's only Big D and it's video proof. Our son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids, the shit will be cute. Unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you.
So this part is like, this part is like not even the slander part yet. Okay. Especially because like I'm going to try to do this as politically correct as possible, as I am a Caucasian man myself. Okay. A lot of the stuff that he says here about Kendrick Lamar is just objectively untrue, as far as like claiming that he is embarrassed by his claiming that he's embarrassed by his wife, who I believe has one parent that's white. That's not one. Drake's baby mama is just straight up white, so white that she's French. Okay, that's number one. Kendrick Lamar, like I'm not doing like race science here. Okay, you know Kendrick Lamar's wife is not only black but also Kendrick Lamar's wife is not someone that, or not wife, sorry, his girlfriend, fiance is not someone that he's like embarrassed by at all, even though he claims that that Kendrick Lamar is embarrassed because like he's saying that she's actually white. It's like a weird case of projection. This is a Dr. Umar certified relationship, in my opinion. I obviously don't have an opinion on this. I don't really care. I love white genocide, as you guys know. I'm pro miscegenation. But having said that, even though there are, like I would go to Dr. Umar for the foremost authority. And as we know, Dr. Umar says, like, it doesn't matter if you're mixed, like you're still black unless you get your melanin snatched by him in particular for doing something that he considers to be anti-black, like debasing yourself for a white person. Regardless, she's a black woman. Kendrick never said biracial people aren't black. He said Drake isn't black. Yeah, this is the aspect. This is the one aspect of like, I guess I would consider this to be like a bit of a straw man that Drake is engaging in here, making it seem as though Kendrick Lamar is saying, oh, because you're biracial that you're like not a part of the culture. Whereas like Kendrick Lamar, I think, has made it very clear that like you are culturally not a part of black culture. You are behaving like a tourist, or rather a culture vulture, which is socially and politically a way that oftentimes white people behave. Because if that was the case, he would not, in his retaliation, consider Adonis to be black, which he does. He says that in the immediate diss track following 19 minutes and 56 seconds after this one was released. So he has not, this has nothing to do with like Drake coming from one white parent and one black parent, and everything to do with the fact that he was raised by an almost entirely white family, and also has like as a young actor come across like he was almost resistant to black culture, and it shows in his work as well, or rather shows in his work when he is like picking and choosing different aspects of black culture globally, whether it be Caribbean influence, whether it be like Caribbean influence, whether it be like dancehall music, all this different stuff, his accent code switching and all of this stuff is always regarded by the black community overall as like, yeah, he makes good music, but ultimately there is an aspect of like not really appreciating the culture or not really being a part of it, but instead simply just like using it like a chameleon for your own benefit for an album. And that was what this was about, and had nothing to do with like Drake being half white. So that's definitely That's definitely a straw man that he is trying to tackle there to make it seem like Kendrick Lamar was coming after him and saying that he's not black because he has one white mother. And it's more so like a cultural, a socio-political analysis of Drake's behavior. Ironic because like he also reinforces that in the beginning with one, his insistence of like obviously using the N-word repeatedly throughout the song over and over again, almost in like a not to say obviously as a white person, I'm not saying that like Drake can't say it or anything like that. Of course not. Of course he can say it. He's black. But the fact that he is like repeatedly using it over and over again in the song is giving, you know, it is Caucasian behavior in some ways, in a mocking way. That's the first opening line. Literally, it almost feels insecure. But then also the line, the slavery line in general, the slavery line in general of like, oh, you're trying to free the slaves. Like you sing like you act like you're trying to free the slaves. Like that also is a crazy line that almost feels like it just feels very, it's not my take, I guess. It's the take of plenty of other people that I've seen on the timeline saying like, that's a weird thing to say. It comes across as very out of touch, you know? Anyway, you are correct. He's acting like D or other racist white people when they get told they can't say it. You know, it's entitlement and furthers K-Dot point. Like, obviously he can say it. He is black. That's not in question. That wasn't, and it's not up to me anyway, regardless, right? But I'm just simply talking about like the way he addressed that. The way he personally chose to address that. The way he personally chose to address that is like, is almost rebelling. And at least in my experience with being a political commentator and dealing with like a lot of white dudes that love saying the N-word or wanting to say the N-word, it's like something that you often see is like this rebellious teenager attitude that you see from a lot of like people trying to be edgy and being like, no, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You can't stop me. But of course, Drake being black, that is not in dispute. Of course, changes that dynamic. Anyway, let's continue.
Get it, we got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you bishop in juice. When
even this part, like, like, we get it. We get it. You like to put gin in your juice is like, yeah, we get it. You do a lot of this black stuff. Like he's like, of course, is talking about Snoop Dogg, but it's like it's a weird thing to say about Kendrick Lamar, who's very much rep Compton, very much rep the West Coast, and like I don't know. It's just. It's like, yeah, you're cosplaying blackness, actually. It's you who's cosplaying blackness, Kendrick Lamar. While also simultaneously saying that, like, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Saying that that's, like, selective for Kendrick Lamar. Saying that that's, like, bullshit. You're not practicing what you preach is weird. Because, one, of course, yes, Drake is black. And so is Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend. So... it's just an odd thing. It's an odd straw man. That's the name of the country. I know that, dude. I know. He's implying in this circumstance that you think I don't know that? I know what he's saying, chat. What the fuck do you mean? He's basically, the implication here is that the implication here is that like he's addressing a criticism that Kendrick Lamar didn't make about him being biracial and therefore not really black, which is not the fucking criticism that Kendrick Lamar had made, turning around and saying your baby mama is not black and you're embarrassed by her because she's not black, because she's mixed race, which nobody fucking ever even thought about. Nobody ever thought, unless you're like a major fucking Drake dick rider, Nobody was considering that to be the case. Claiming that he's like embarrassed by her, which once again, also not the case. And saying that you're being selective and saying that you went for the berry that wasn't blacker than others. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing to engage with. And it also literally is like screaming reverse colorism, which is hilarious. Ultimately, like, he's doing he is saying the real racism is the racism against the people that have like traceable white genealogy. That's anyway. Damn, bro, we get it. You love Kendrick? No, I mean, this is not like, it's not. I don't think this is like contentious. I don't think anything I said is like contentious in this circumstance. It's like, it's basically fucking saying like, you know, you're doing anti-white racism towards me, and I'm good, and you're also doing it towards your own wife by you know, you're hypocritical. You're a fake socialist is what he's doing. He's saying you're a fake socialist, you're rich.
You put your hands on your girl. Is it self defense cause she bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb. You digging for dirt, she be digging for proof. Why did you move to New York? Is it cause you living that bachelor life? Proposed in 2015, but don't wanna make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right, cause we know the girls that you actually like. The dark secrets will come in the light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change, so people believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change. Get on pop breakers and rap for the whites and wait. You say you're
once again, a lot of this stuff here, let's dissect it. One, he says, he implies that Kendrick Lamar moved to New York because he wanted to cheat on his girlfriend, baby mama. Then he hits a very Drake line where Drake does always love picking and choosing between like being pro women in like the most like Drake way possible by being like, I can't believe you didn't make your queen your queen. I can't believe you still haven't. I can't believe you still haven't. You proposed to your girlfriend, but you still haven't made her your queen while singing is very trademark Drake. And then he turns around and implies that he moved to New York because he wanted to cheat on his girlfriend who he hasn't made his wife, saying, I'm guessing the wedding ain't happening right because we all know the girls that you actually like, basically implying that Kendrick Lamar likes having sex with white women secretly. I think that's what he's implying. That one is not like as clear, but that's what the Drake fans have been claiming in my chat so far, so I assume that was what he was trying to imply here. And then turning around and talking about Michael Jackson, it's all in your face like what happened to Mike. Michael Jackson obviously had vitiligo, and then, you know, and then some other stuff as well. It's a double entendre in a bit, in a way. But once again, considering that, like, considering his own personal conflict with black culture and his feelings about black culture and how that is like formed throughout his career, it is still odd to make this comparison against Kendrick Lamar. Oh shit is actually making says, maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike, saying this is a response to the diss made of himself as Prince, saying he outlived Michael Jackson. This essentially was Kendrick saying he will not be outperformed by Drake, relating to Prince's more extensive catalog over Mike's. Drake spun this around and referred to himself as Prince, meaning he'll outperform and outlive Kendrick through this diss war and in rap, saying Michael was praying his features would change so people who believe he's actually white. Once again, opening up the diss to additional avenues and like taking a shot at Michael Jackson, which I feel like is kind of a no-no regardless. Like obviously in Caucasian, in white culture, it's not seen as a no-no at all to make fun of Michael Jackson. But I will just say it like this. I feel as though in black culture in general, Michael Jackson is still very much a revered, very much a well-respected figure. And then turning around and shitting on him in this way is, you know, is a little touchy, especially with old people. Yes. I feel like white people love MJ, like MJ more than Prince. Regardless. Why is no one talking about this MAGA cops looking Proud Boy that Drake got for his vid? This is like the opposite of standing next to a black person for validation. I don't know who this guy is. Does anyone know who this guy is and why he's in this video? I never really understood it. I'm sorry, with all the D-writing Drake has done for Michael, how could you come to that? No, I know. Drake loves Michael Jackson. Drake has talked about how Michael Jackson has been an inspiration for him. He's worn Michael Jackson's glove, I think, or was it Kendrick that wore it? Anyway, regardless, the fact that he like cast that aside though, and is like talking about how Michael wanted his features to change so people believe he's actually white, like that's the mole. I think Drake is saying this is a mole. Toronto Mayor Doug Ford is his mole. He's saying he got this information from a Pura member. Is his neighbor. Have you considered that Kendrick is short? Guys, as you guys know, I'm an advocate for short kings. So consistently repeating that Kendrick Lamar has like a size 7 foot or that he's short is not going to shake Pyru blood. Anyway, consistently mentioning Kendrick Lamar's short stature is not going to shake my confidence in him. As a matter of fact, it only reaffirms my positions. I think that talls deserve less. Okay. Yes. I ride for my short kings. Okay. Don't even start with this. Okay. Do not. Drake has done an insurmountable damage to the Canadian youth.
Brother Jermaine, but you only here to stay out of the light. Oh shit, just follow me right, cause nothing you saying could bother me right. I get off the plane and nothing has changed. I headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice.
And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light. Drake could be stating that Kendrick tried to get J. Cole to stay out of the beef behind the scenes, treating him like a brother. Oh shit, just follow me right, cause you know nothing. Wait, hold on. Oops, sorry. And then the rest of this is until the last bar here is just like him saying that he's not afraid. Except it's pretty funny. Here, I'll give you guys my insider aspect of this part of the fucking rap beef.
This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. You did.
So he's already doing victory laps and he did it too early. Okay. He did it way too early. If like the level of confidence that he has here, talking about how I'm gonna head to Delilah with all of my ice, is saying like, oh yeah, I got robbed in my own fucking city at New Ho King, but I'm going to your city, to Los Angeles, and I'm headed to Delilah with all of my ice, and you can't rob me. Except, bro, Delilah is not fucking the chicken and waffles joint that I think now closed down, where everybody gets fucking robbed at. Delilah is in the middle of West Hollywood, protected basically by fucking the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department and the West Hollywood Police Department. Are you fucking kidding me? It is ridiculous. Yeah, Roscoe's. Like, he's making it seem like Delilah is a spot where people get fucking robbed. No, he's talking about Delilah, which is a H-Wood Club joint owned by John Terzian. He goes there a lot. Drake goes there a lot. He goes to all the H-Wood places because he's besties with Zach Bia, King of the Night, who also was like very young in general. I think that Roscoe's got closed, but it is funny for him to be like, one, pulling the trigger way too fucking early. How do you know all this? I live in Los Angeles for the past 10 fucking years. I used to go to Delilah. And before that, it used to be called DBA, which was actually sick. DBA, before it got bought by H-Wood Group, DBA was doing business as, and DBA is a phenomenal, used to be a phenomenal nightclub that was a restaurant / nightclub where they would get famous Hollywood directors, okay? Famous Hollywood directors to actually hold a burlesque night. Okay? Nope, it's still open, my guy. It's near my house, still open for business. What are you talking about? Oh, Roscoe's is still open? I thought that Roscoe's was closed. But maybe I'm wrong on that one. Sorry. But anyway, as I was saying, Delilah used to be known as Delilah used to be DBA. They would have anyway, it doesn't matter. What the fuck am I talking about? But like Quentin Tarantino and many others have like put on burlesque shows that they've directed there. But DBA is literally in the fucking middle of Los Angeles in West Hollywood, and it's not exactly, oh, the one on Pico closed. Okay. So it's not exactly fucking Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles where like everybody does get their shit snatched. So the idea that like he is not afraid of going to Delilah and making it seem like Delilah is in fucking Compton is ridiculous. What the fuck are you saying? This only works. This only fucking works if you don't know anything about Los Angeles, maybe to the outside world, and they're like, oh, Delilah is a club. Because like, look, here, this is it. Flipping Kendrick's mention of being at New Ho King with a Blammy, Drake is saying that he heads to Delilah in LA with all of his ice, not fearing that he will get robbed. That is a ridiculous fucking statement to make. Okay? He made fun of you for getting robbed in your own city. You turned around and said, I go to Delilah, afraid, because the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is fucking protecting this area, basically. Again, odd. What? Thoughts on Zanku Chicken? The Zanku fam is split, so some are operated differently than others. I love Zanku Chicken. I was just there for that Mercedes event. They would not host something in a dangerous area. It's bougie. Yeah, no. Delilah is an incredibly fucking bougie. Delilah is an incredibly bougie spot owned by fucking H-Wood Group in the middle of West Hollywood. Like going there is not a flex. Going there without fear that your chains are going to get snatched is not a fucking flex. As a matter of fact, if you're a little bit more tapped in to this kind of conversation, who was it that was like recently talking about this kind of thing where I forget, it was a LA rapper that was talking about how like it's very weird when people call to check in when they come into Los Angeles. Like, bro, just don't go to the certain areas and you know, oh, it was Schoolboy Q. Yeah. He literally was like, just stay in your fucking hotel, dude. Have fun, watch Netflix, you know, order delivery, order room service. Why the fuck are you trying to do like a check-in and appear in certain spots where you know are dangerous, where you know you could get your chain snatched, which is hilarious because like that's Drake basically alluding to that reality while simultaneously doing exactly what Schoolboy Q says. You know, anyway. He literally was like, bro, I have children. Wait, hold on. I'll show you the Schoolboy Q clip. Actually, it's pretty funny. Like a lot of rappers like check in to be hard. Oh, here it is.
There's been rumors that LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah. Because I mean everybody be checking in. That's your favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass.
Wow.
Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods and all this, you checking into that dude? Bro, just go to the hotel, get you something to eat, go back to the hotel.
Do your business.
Go have some fun where it's fun. Why do you want to go over there? For what? Don't call me. Oh, it's a you having a nerve to call me sometime. Like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm playing video games. My daughter got a soccer game tomorrow, bro. Grow the up. Like, I'm not about to drive over here to Beverly Hills and drop you off an ounce of weed.
Yeah. He plays Valorant. That's awesome. He's dope. Anyway. So he's acting hard body while simultaneously like talking about Delilah there. Anyway, let's finish this off because this last line is like probably the most significant.
You did. There's nowhere to hide, you know what I mean. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You did.
So the last line is like perhaps the most severe accusation